evening, everyone. This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a good Monday. Coming at you with a weather update. We're going to talk a little bit about a potential, no hype. Just we're going to talk about a system that I'm really starting to look at for next week. A lot of people aren't talking about it because it's still kind of 9 to 10 days out. But it's just something I kind of want to talk about because it's interesting me. Mainly because the weather has been kind of boring lately. There's not been a lot going on here in the eastern seaboard. So, system as in potential severe weather. This fall is definitely a second severe weather season. It has just as much potential to bring severe weather. Maybe not as much as spring, but there is always potential. I don't know if you guys remember what happened Halloween of last year here in South Carolina, but a very sharp cold front moved through it, dig deep, moved in from the west, and brought in a line of severe storms right around trick-or-treating time that really disrupted trick-or-treaters big time. So before we get deep into this video, if you guys haven't subscribed, so appreciate it if y'all do, for sure, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and it has been really slow. Growth has really slowed down. So much appreciated if you hit that subscribe button, help me out. It's definitely an awesome way to support my platform and growth and things like that. But let's get into this video. It's not going to be a super long video because there's no point in getting super detailed on something that's so far out. I'm going to really focus on the GFS here. So as I pointed to last week, it's going to be a quiet weather, quiet week weather-wise. There's going to be some increasing chances of rain. You can't even really see it on GFS, but you'll see a little bit sporadic areas. And the day is right here, so this is Thursday, October 22nd, so in a couple days here. But we're going to see increasing cloud cover this week, increasing chances of rain. Rain chances still won't be that loud. Sorry. I'm speaking to my children right now. It won't be that high. I'm multitasking here right now, guys. Work with me. But we get into this weekend. It's still going to be warm. I'm not going to get deep into that because we talked about that last video last night. But check out this area right now, right here. This is this weekend is a major cold front coming down from the Rockies, and it's going to set up a system next week. Next week, potentially, this is 156 hours out. This says a week out. Accuracy on this is not good, but this is a classic Denver setup for Denver to get a snowstorm here. And just some energy comes together to bring some early season snow for places like the Panhandle in Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. And check out how it comes together right here. Taps in some of that Gulf moisture. It tries to give Dallas an all-out several-inch snowstorm. Not going to happen. But this thing digs deep right here. This is a classic scenario for potential for severe weather in the southeast. You got a strong area, just a cold front digging deep right here from the west. And it's digging like this. It's not digging like that. If it was digging like that, it would just kind of be a more direct area of a northwest flow. Normally, when you get cold that kind of blasts through from this way, it's normally longer lasting. But this thing's going to be blasting through from the west, so it's digging. So when it's digging like this, basically the jet stream's digging right here. So it gives a chance for storm systems to ride along the jet stream here, the trough, the cold front, if you will. And check it out. Here's a system right here. So that puts us south, on the south end of a storm system, which normally puts us in the warm area of a storm system, which basically can bring a severe weather threat. And this happens, you can kind of say this happened in Halloween of last year. But check out here. You have, this is a stout cold front moving through, and this is if it was going to happen. Think of this as if, the potential, not it is. I'm not trying to hype something up that hasn't, that looks like it's going to happen. This is a possibility. But you have something digging right here, and as it gets going, you have probably some severe weather in this area, maybe getting going. And check it out. That is a linear setup. Linear meaning a line of storms, damaging wind threat, whatever it may be. But check out the backside snow right here. And we'll back it up a little bit. Tries to give Dallas that snowstorm, but it's kind of like a cold chasing moisture setup, where you got such a stout, sharp cutoff in temperatures where they drop behind this front that the cold air is able to catch up with the moisture. So it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds, because some kind of system has showed up in the GFS. It's even flirted with it on the Euro, of something going on next week. And here in the South, we're going to be very warm up until this system, whatever happens to this. But, if this was to come true, this would be a potential severe weather threat here in the Southeast. And then it gets quite chilly after it moves through, kind of like the Halloween storm did last year. This is a couple days before Halloween, so this is midweek next week. That's why the accuracy on this is just not there, because it's so far out. It's not ridiculously far out, but it's very far out. But some colder air is going to funnel in behind this, putting the first freezes of the season, if this was to occur, for places like Alabama, Mississippi, the whole entire state of Tennessee, the mountains of North Carolina, places in North Carolina, South Carolina. And it's just a big dip of cold air. Now check it out. What happens is, when you get all this cold air, it fires up mountain snow here. And I'll try to zoom it here. Let's go to the southeast, and we'll get a little bit closer vantage point here. But check out the mountain snow. Maybe a northwest flow or something like that may set up, or some kind of flow that gives the higher elevation snow, and a good little thumping of snow too, if this was to occur. Again, I'm going to keep saying if, because I don't want you to think that I'm saying it will. But you look at the snowfall totals here, and some pretty, and check out this crazy stuff over here. Don't think that's going to happen, but this is some pretty good snowfall here on the higher elevations right around Halloween. That would be very interesting. We had a similar setup that gave almost a major snowstorm for areas of the mountains right on Halloween night a few years ago in 2014 that brought that crazy snow here in the Midlands of South Carolina, places like Lexington and things like that. But it's going to be interesting. I'm going to zone back out here. And if you look at the temperature aspect of this, and you can tell, whatever's going to happen here, and Iowa got a pretty big snow today, but whatever's going to happen here, I think it's going to be some first snowfall for areas pretty far south. I don't think Dallas is going to get a snowstorm, but I do think, places in the Midwest and the southern Midwest areas could have a potential for some kind of big major event next week, and a potential severe weather event for us. But we're going to back it up here a little bit and check out temperatures for the GFS. And this is on Halloween. We're going to back it up a little bit more, but it shows temperature wise that sharp cutoff in temperatures. Look at this is next Tuesday, so 7 to 8 days out. Whole southeast is baking in the 80s, and this is for highs Tuesday. But check this out. Of course, it's showing lower temperatures where the moisture is and the snow's falling. Where it's falling according to the GFS. But man, check out. You can tell where the cold front is. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. But this is some big time, cold air. So you go from basically the 80s in Columbia, South Carolina, for example, to the 50s. The 80s for highs to the 50s for highs the next day. If this was to occur, this is a big time cold front across this, even down to the southern places of Florida and things like that. But check out the cool air that funnels in behind this cold front. Freezing temperatures almost all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, the coastal areas, before November. I mean, that is very uncommon. So very cool air mass settles in. And we're getting into La La Land here, so it's very inaccurate. But it's something we need to watch. And I'm going to continue to talk about in the days to see if it goes away or if chances begin to increase of something like this. But that's something certainly we need to watch in the coming days and see how it unfolds, because it is the second severe weather season. But guys, that's really all I got. I just wanted to mention this. It's going to be something interesting to talk about here in the next few days. But that's all I got. Y'all have a safe evening. Y'all have a blessed evening.